Hey, I'm taking pictures of this other bass here, but unfortunately, I do have it plugged into the amp. But the last time I turned the amp on, where it was possible for the instrument cables plugged to be tapped or jerked in just the wrong direction, I had the amp turned down to 1/4 of 1 on a scale of 0 to 10. And the explosive pop, the explosive zap that came out from doing just that was sickening, and I wasn't going to let it happen again. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to hear it played without amplification because the mic won't pick that up. The mic's sensitivity range requires to have more sound pressure level than an unamplified bass, although less than having the bass turned up, amp turned up to levels I like to have it when I'm just listening to it. Oh, of course, the other thing is I found there's a tuner for tuning online, and there's another tuner for tuning it with an electronic microphone and processor that'll tell you when your frequency is right for standard tuning. And when I did a whole bunch of pictures, a bunch of videos yesterday outside with the same amp that this thing is currently silently plugged into now, this bass was detuned by a whole string. So it was like a contrabass where the E was like the B of a 5 string. Except that if you're not using a B string to get that, you're going to get a muddy tone. Although I'd have to say it wasn't quite that bad and had kind of an edgy growl to it. I've just become so used to playing everything in standard tuning since I started playing along with other players online. There's surprisingly few of them use any dropped tunings. This one over here that you can't see from the webcam, traditionally I would pitch that one 3 frets or 3 half steps down from standard tuning. But this one here, I don't know why, I had it tuned like a contrabass. It should be easier to hear. It should be easier for the microphone to pick it up now that it's tuned back up to standard tuning. But I really doubt it because I've done this test enough times to see that it really doesn't pick up. You can go like these really high strings. That'll pick up. And this seems to be a very popular bass in the neighborhood because I tend to see it as kind of ugly greenish, but most people they say, "Oh, that's a pretty blue guitar you got there." Nobody else calls it green, and that's what sort of what I wanted to see how it looked on a camera, and it's just darker than my shirt. Um, if you want to be nitpicky, you might say it's just a tiny bit greenish, more greenish than the shirt, but the shirt itself looks bluer on the camera than it does. It looks a lot bluer on the camera than it does live. So really this camera does this bass a big favor visually. Now I don't know why it just went out of focus. Now I had a focus lens focus problem whenever I was shooting the other video. Did I move in far enough to cause that lens to go off, to go out of focus? And does it get better or worse when I pull back? Worse. So let me just take my hand. Now my hand's in focus. Oh, now I'm in focus. The whole range of distance was, see, it's like very unpredictable. And I didn't like the fact that so much of that footage I had from before was so way out of focus. And I see that I'm already out of sync, and this is in real time. So the processors, after this is recorded, may or may not be able to correct the bad synchronization problem. Sometimes when they do, there's this telltale jerk and click in the film when it's being played back. Sometimes I guess they might go back to just not even bothering letting the audio, the speech take off and leave the video fall continually further behind. Now, if I want to plug that in, I'd have to watch it continuously, and I'd never be able to be sure it isn't going to snap. And it's like, I would hate even to watch myself doing that, even if nothing happened. I'll just keep thinking, why'd you do that? You know what could have happened right there? Why'd you do that? I do want to get live footage of this bass audible, even if it's just for one note. You'll be sorry, real sorry. I mean, look how loose this jack is, ridiculously loose. I'm going to go take it off right now, and I'm going to just examine it. See how that looks. I'm going to look at it in the camera and how that does look in the working position right there. And it is a handsome blue. It is not greenish looking in a camera. That's the color I paid for. I was supposed to get like a purplish blue, and what they sent me was this one that was, I thought it was more green than blue, but if you wanted to call it blue, it would just be the most greenish possible blue. And yeah, I'm trying to get a good shot of that bass body, all the whole part of it. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to still be on camera. Let me show you how bad this works here. Oh geez, man, that jack is a wreck. I ought to pull it out of the amp, just in case there's anything wrong with the amp. That's what they tell you to do. Okay, now this is dead. Holy sh! Dang, man. I don't know. Sometimes I've taken off my glasses so I can get a good look close up. Now, this is probably that the jack nut is loose. But they say if you tighten it without taking the pick guard off so you can hold the jack still, you could cause, oh, look at that, man. But there's no resistance. I've done this before. Okay, I shouldn't be doing it again. I shouldn't have been doing it before. But I'm wondering if that would reduce the amount of motion. And I would suspect that I would be hearing something snap if I were damaging anything. There's like no resistance to this. This nut is the only, maybe you're supposed to tighten it with a pair of pliers, but you're not supposed to do it with the pick guard without looking at what you're doing to the insides of it. Now I'll see how that sits in here. Yeah, it's more stable now, but I don't know if that's going to work. Where is the other end of the cable? Put it back in the amp. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Can't see what I'm doing. Another thing, when you turn this amp off, there's a killer pop. The volume is 0. Ooh. Yeah, select up on quarter. I don't know why. Not hearing anything. No noise. Oh boy, there's tone coming out of there. You do not touch that. It's just not, doesn't hold the tension or integrity. Zap! Keep thinking about it. Damn it, keep hitting that. Claustrophobics ignited or something here. This has to be really short because, oh, I said the word short. That's a bad word here, man. Okay, that's enough of this because this is going to go crazy. There. Back to safety. Okay, people may have heard my bass.